Hey, what's going on, everybody? What the heck happened? I said I had to set up. I said I'd catch you guys on the next time. Check and see if my audio's working. Is. Yeah, we'll just do it again next time. Because I have to do it on remote play. I can't tell if remote play is going to work or not because I don't have nobody to experiment with it. Twizzy wasn't there. If he was there, he wasn't responding. Tom was doing Dune, and then he was playing another game. So we'll just do it another time. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just saying. That's why I look. I already said we could do it another time. It's not a big deal. Moving on. March 12th, 1 p.m. local time, Hope Springs Airport. I know that once we had landed, supposed to let the local police take over. Thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Melody, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I was able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. So I'm left wondering, just what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be some way for me to continue my investigation. Huh, okay, so... Oh, so we landed. God, this looks like he's... Wait, who is this guy? That guy just looks very relieved that he's just on the ground. That's funny. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, God, it's Franziska. I thought you were still in Germany. I go where I am needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught. Her name is Franziska von Karma, the daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are. Don't you try to flatter me, Mouse Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest. Excuse me? I thought I wasn't going to jail. What? Quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day. When the discipline of the house of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Bro, we didn't even kill him. Didn't kill that man. Wait. It has all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill a victim. A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. Bro, who is this captain? I need to speak to him. For real. Like, we really didn't kill nobody. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man? I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I have investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. Ah. I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is what I strive for. Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? Have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Oh no, we're gonna leave. Trust me, I had no intention to. Oh no, we do. Detective Gumshoe. God dang it, now she got Gumshoe up over here. Yes, sir! Too slow. Oh! Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him? A simple yes or no, detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. You just leave it to me. Miles Edgeworth, if you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth. Sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay. Thank you, detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this. I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. Maybe I should act a good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. Not necessarily. Lunchland. Not bad, I guess. It's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. What should I go with? I recommend our airport special, World Flags lunchboxes, only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags. I wonder if they're aiming to take Lunchland to the international market. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. I did it! I made the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. You're lying. He must have been pretty scared. He's repeating the same thing over and over to himself. Who's this guy? Looking from behind. I think I've seen this man somewhere before. Actually, I think you're right, dude. In Soviet Russia, World Flag lunchboxes cost eat Joule? What? What? Found it. Lol. Oh, I feel a wave of creative powers coming on. It's over 9,000. Lols. Okay, Dragon Ball Z reference here. For my next lead movie, it's gonna be The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. Is that the director? Versus the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's gonna rockster so many boxers. Bro, what? So the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. Who's this? What a view from the planes preparing for takeoff. Besides the turbulence, they're really not that bad as a mode of transportation. What about this kid right here? What? Why did he why did he run like that? I'm trying to talk to this child. Seems to be happily enjoying the sight of so many planes. Wow, I'd love to take a run down that runway. Oh, youth today. So much potential, yet so misguided. Yeah, I can see that. Can we talk to this? No? Oh, yeah, I wasn't going nowhere. I can't believe there's no one man at the counter when a murder has just occurred. So how is the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir. That sounds like Franziska. She was always good at quick responses to a case. I'd say she was, a little too quick, sir. Oh, how so? I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to await your flight's arrival. That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly, and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all this. Interesting. Miss Von Karma just kind of popped up out of the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident. No details. It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it even with me, sir. Knowing her, the only type of talking she liked to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine. Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate. Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation, starting with talking to people involved in this case afresh. Okay, can we go this way? Oh, we gotta actually talk to these guys? Okay, that's... Wait, what was that? Okay. Okay, we already looked at this. Oh! I want to ride a plane someday and go overseas. Have you never been on another country before, detective? Nope, not yet, sir. I don't even have a passport. But I've been saving up for the eventually someday. A penny a day, to be precise. Oh, you ain't going nowhere, Gumshoe, buddy. I'm sorry. A penny a day, you ain't gonna... I mean, you might be able to see something, but... Can't be no penny a day now. At that rate, he won't be making any trips until well after retirement. That's what I'm saying, a penny a day, hello? This child seems to be happily enjoying the sight of so many planes. I'm all excited to see so many planes too. Just look at the size of these things. Do you like planes too, mister? The balance between the main wings and the tail wings is really something, huh? Ha. It seems that this child derives his pleasure from a different aspect. Oh. But I also gotten a thing for the shape of the wings too. What? Here, mister, you can stand next to me. So about the plane's wing. Thank you, detective, for leaving me out of this conversation. Okay, they about the plane's wings. Looking from behind. I think I've seen this man somewhere before. Mr. Edgeworth, we gotta get on some water. Found it, lol. Oh, I feel a wave of okay, we already read this part. Didn't they just say? Completely ignore me as usual. Let's see, okay, we got a question for you. This man was in the first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. I'd be pretty scared too if I got caught up in a murder investigation, sir. I did it. I made the whole flight. I'm not scared of the turbulence anymore. This life vest is proof that I made it alive. It's now my prized possession. How could you just take that from the plane? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. It's got nothing to do with the murder, at least. I thought we were talking to people. Maybe I don't need to talk to these guys up here? Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. Oh, I always wanted to give their steak lunch a try. What should I go with? I recommend our airport special World Flags lunchboxes. Only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made that look like different country flags. If you really want one that badly, Detective, why don't you just go ahead and buy one? Is that okay, sir? Thanks. Alright then. I'm really gonna get one. Here I go. Excuse me, miss. I'll take a Star-Spangled Banner lunchbox, please. I hope you're aware that's the most expensive one on the menu. Of course it is. Because it's America. Okay, we gotta talk to these people. I gotcha. March 12th, 1:37 p.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class. So you must be the captain. Ah, so this is the captain. Alright. Why, yes I am. And who might you be? I'm the prodigy prosecutor Franziska von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Ah. Don't you dare, Captain, getting friendly with another woman. What? I'll never forgive you if you do. Are they dating? What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. Oh. Oh! 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 Wait. Can you do that? Can the captains just freely date their flight attendants? That's crazy. How old is this captain? Now I'm curious. I would have bet money on their captain being much of a reputable person. Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir? He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I like to leave that type of witness to Franziska and her whip. We just walked right past them. Ah! What the heck? What did you scream at? I am so confused. March 12th, 1:40 p.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge. Now see here. Ah! Sorry. I'm so sorry. How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal. I told you. Mr. LeBlanc. Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend. Yeah. Oh, they removed the body? That's crazy. Looks like we can't go beyond here, sir. Plus, the body has been sent off to the medical examiner's office for autopsy. Okay. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you have to see this chair. It says in honor of Rocker Pal's Day. And what exactly is the big deal with these Rocker Pals? They're a seriously sweet Swiss superstar rock band, sir. Ah, makes me want to listen to one of their songs right now. Sorry, I got lost in that forest of S's just now. Do you want me to explain it to you again? No. You know what, detective? I think I'll have to take a rain check on that, regrettably. They got a piano on this plane? Hey, do you think I could try it out, sir? I think you would know better than to randomly touch things at a crime scene, detective. Besides, I didn't know you knew how to play. Of course I do. I'm practically proficient. Interesting. The things you can learn about people on a daily basis. I can get Doe and Ray to come out just right, sir. Who notes does not make a proficient pianist a detective? Wait, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. That's alright. Hey, this statue. What about it, detective? Did you notice something? Yeah. I saw this guy in a dream last night. The resemblance is uncanny, sir. You saw him in your dreams? Well, yeah. I saw him and then I arrested him. I wanted to show you just how vital I am in our partnership. Being useful in your sleep is no help to me in the real world, detective. That is true. Oh man, there's really a pretty lady in the plane over there. Ah, she's looking over here. Quick, sir. Wave at her with me, please. I refuse to be your wingman on this. Gumshoe? There are a few copies of Sky Magazine and Magazine this month's special. Oh, looks like an English trivia quiz. Oh, I got one. What starts with an I and means boldly rude and disrespectful? The answer is most definitely insolent. Time's up. Sorry, sir, but the correct answer is insolent. Detective Gumshoe, don't tell me your English ability is the same level as him. You know what? Because he did do the same thing. Sir, you can't go in there. I'm Miles Edgeworth. I'm one of the prosecutors on this case, so please let me through. I'm very sorry, sir. No one's allowed to enter without Miss Von Karma's express permission. But I'm on the case. Yes, I understand that, but I also have explicit instructions not to let you through from Miss Von Karma. Why would you do this to me, Franziska? Because she's Franziska, dude! Did you finish taking his statement yet? Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern. If you're not done examining the cargo hold, I want my cargo back. If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay. Art? What sort of art? Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so you got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I saw all kinds of arts. Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. That looks like that other piece of cloth. What about this? What is it? Do you have some use for me? You seem not to understand. I have no time to waste. Let me put it another way. Le tempest crest de la gente. There. Maybe another language will get through to your head. I understood you perfectly fine in English. I understood perfectly fine too. That's amazing. You don't know nothing. Let's see. I looked at the piano. The man in the seat was constantly drinking something. You know, right before payday, I do nothing but drink the soup from my instant noodles. That much sodium can't be healthy. You might want to go in for a checkup. Oh, did you really think I was serious, Mr. Edgeworth? Whoa! I'm sorry, sir. I'll never make another joke like that again. Yeah, you're kind of big, Gumshoe. You might want to cut down on whatever the heck you eating. What's this? What is it, detective? Did you find an important piece of evidence? A giant parfait on top of bread and steak? Paint me jealous, sir. It's a feast. Maybe I should just let him have a giant parfait so we can move on. Oh wait, there's a whole bunch more bottles here. A mountain worth of empty bottles are lined up here. And look, all of them have a letter inside, sir. Let's see, I'll order anything as many times as it takes just to see your lovely face. My beloved Miss Tenero, is what they all say, sir. Please put them back in the bottles, detective. Yeah, I can't destroy beautiful love here by ruining letters by accident. So, this guy's been ordering nothing but drinks to see Miss Tenero? Okay. The man in the seat was the one we just saw out in the airport lobby, hyperventilating. If he's so scared to fly, then why take an airplane to begin with? Yeah, if he's that scared, he should have caught a ferry or a cruise ship or something. By the way, were you okay with all the turbulence, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, it was nothing I couldn't handle. I should have figured, right? As you get on a plane if you were scared of him. Indeed. That's a really big floaty. But isn't it a bit too early in the year for that for swimming? Detective, that's not for swimming. It's a lifesaver. You can't swim one of these? No, I mean, I suppose you could, but that's not what they're intended for. Well then, see, it's the same as a floaty. You shouldn't go around confusing people, sir. I feel like I've just kicked a puppy. Wait, there was something. Am I tripping? No? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I think you have too many red knights on this board. It's just your imagination. And it looks like that blue pond is being completely surrounded by the red knights. Which one? Now you're seeing things. Sir, I don't suppose you have lots of the same pieces like in checkers. I know that, detective. What do you take me for? This was my seat. Wow, you read law books even when you're flying, sir? What were you expecting? Anything less? Now come along and we must hurry to the crime scene. Hold on a sec. There's a different book stuck in here. The Steel Samurai at Detective Gumshoe. Am I going to have to charge you with invasion of privacy? Oh, okay. Looked like he wasn't just reading that. Alright. For example, Edgeworth seat. That's crazy. This is like a hot mess right here. This was the victim's seat. Jack is just lying there. And he spilled his leftover coffee still there too. Don't suppose anyone expects to die. No, I don't think anybody expects to die unless they already know. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, this urn's got a seatbelt strapped tightly around it. It must be a great value to Mr. LeBlanc then. Yeah, I guess if you don't want to churn your urn, then it's always best to buckle up. Obviously, but did that have anything to do with the case, detective? Nobody gets my jokes. Mr. Edgeworth, what is this super expensive looking feast of Jurassic proportions? Just the food they serve in first class. Wow, I'm so jealous, sir. I want to ride in first class sometime. Right, when pigs fly and I own my own private jet. Honestly, you kind of won like a million pennies. You probably can. If I may have a word with you, Miss Melee. No, you may not have a word with me. I don't want to talk to any other man except for the captain right now. Me too, Cammy. I will never talk to another woman. Ah! This definitely looks like a job for Franziska. She said no, huh? What did I do to ever deserve this? More than this job, I truly love is my sweet Cammy. Might I suggest you not say that at this moment in front of Franziska? Franziska, I'd like to ask you about the investigation. Miles Edgeworth, can't you see I'm in the middle of taking his statement? This man is the only captain in title. I'm going to teach him to do his job properly. Ah, okay. From now on, I'll keep my focus and take responsibility seriously. He's really trembling there. What makes him take his job seriously is not such a bad thing, is it? Why are you looking at me like that, sir? Alright, well, I have questions. Okay, so Cammy Melee, man, she looks really dead inside. Like, even Gumshoe got some light in his eyes. Like, even the dead guy got some light in his eyes. She looks straight up dead. She must be, So she's 24, she's 24, he was 28, he's 62, he's 32, and she's 19. But what did I come here for? I did question this guy, right? Yeah. Yes, sir. Mr. LeBlanc. He's an art dealer, correct? I guess so. As per standard procedure, we patted him down just like everyone else. But while we were checking him, he started making a fuss about how we were robbing him. What do you mean? He got mad and kept saying that the Virginian clothes lose their value when they get dirty. If that's the case, then why wear that ridiculous outfit in the first place? That's what I thought. I mean, what's a little dirt in the course of a good investigation? A little dirt in your clothes is one thing, but even you must have your standards, I hope. Anything of interest, detective? Well, I can say that I don't quite know everything about the situation yet. So I was just telling myself that I should go ask someone about this stuff I don't know. I mean, just because I don't know doesn't mean someone else might not know it, right? It must be my imagination, but for a second I think I actually stood his logic. But we got nothing. Detective Gumshoe, this is... Oh, is that for me? Ah, you shouldn't have, sir. I'll gladly take anything you want to give to me. Hands off, detective. This item's related to the case. Oh, so what about, did you want to ask? Forget I asked, detective. Oh, what? Yeah, what about the missing cell phone? Did y'all find it? Oh, no, they didn't. Huh. What about this? What is this? This raccoon-looking thing. It's not a raccoon, it's the mascot of GoU Airlines. His name is Captain Yugo, and apparently he's supposed to be a monkey. What? What? Oh! I'm feeling some sort of inspiration coming on. I'm gonna make a piggy bank out of the police mascot, the Blue Badger. Then whenever there's any loose change lying around the precinct, it could go in there. Sure sounds great. As long as it isn't any of mine. That's a monkey? That does not look like a monkey at all. So this design is so postmodern, sir. Postmodern, you say? Yeah, especially this alien-shaped handle here. You can really feel the connection. A connection, right. Detective, please stop with your horrible impressions of the art critic. But I was only telling you my honest feelings, sir. What about this? Okay, what about this? Okay, did I ask him about this? Okay, no. Okay. Okay, I got nothing. I can't present him nothing. Oh. You know anything about this? I'm just gonna spam some stuff until he, Ah! So you finally paying my wasted money. Sorry, but there's absolutely nothing inside this wallet. How dare you! You are wanting to trick me! I will sue you for fraud. Miss LeBlanc, are you seriously considering a courtroom tango with me? I hope not, but in case you are, there's a certain lawyer I can introduce you. Okay. Nope. I feel like I'm missing something. You don't know nothing about the phone. You don't know nothing about that. What about this? Well, they were talking about garbs, right? So maybe he knows something. Oh, there we go. Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me? Hmm? Oh! It's a Bunginian cloth! As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose. Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous. Orders come from all over the seas for more. Okay. Then this cargo. So this is the cargo you was talking about earlier. No, no, no. My cargo this time is much, much mini gigantic. You, detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. The stubbornness of you police is no good. And it's no good that the attendant refuses to exit the attendance room, too. That attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Mrs. Tenera. Interesting. Do you know anything about this? I think I had clicked this before. Alright, so we learned something here. And nothing here, right? Nope. Okay. Rhonda Tenera. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc? She was taken into the attendance room for her interview. And then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Why is Mrs. Tenera's interview the only one that's taken up so much time? Oh, there we go. Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you? Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tenera. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room. Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances. I understand. You have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking. I mean, we kind of really didn't even speak sophisticated. We were just saying, it's not me. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're also wrong. And you're wrong again. And then we landed. I mean, that was it. But you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth. Oh god. Okay, Franziska's logic. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in the lounge the very body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect. That's it? The likeliest suspect. Franziska. Do you have a problem with that? No, but it's not like you use such a vague wording. You're usually a little bit more, absolute. I'm simply trying to watch out for you. How? You didn't even have to bring it up. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend? It actually is, because if you were looking out for me, all you had to do was just not bring it up. Come on now. Come on, Franziska. Thank you. But your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast. Rebuttal. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in this very lounge the body was discovered. Okay.
Hold it!
Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit? I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes. Hey, you said it like you're cooking a pack. Ah! I won't allow even 3 seconds of useless testimony to be uttered in my presence. I see, she hasn't changed a bit. But I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily. Heck nah, we ain't going to prison. The scene of the crime was here in the lounge the body was discovered.
Hold it!
So tell me, Franziska, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene? I know all there is to oh my god, I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you. And nothing more. Are you saying there is more I need to know? Yeah! Why did you whip me, sir? Sorry, Scruffy, my hand must have slipped. It would appear that Franziska doesn't have all the facts of his case yet. From the time the victim was seen calling for the attendant until his body was found. Hey, Botch, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Also, what the F? What do you mean, what the F?
Hold it!
What do you mean by seen? Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendant at 5 a.m. And then, from the time after that call, the body was found. The only person in the lounge the entire time was you.
Hold it!
While it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time, that fact alone doesn't make me the criminal.
Objection!
Ha! We'll see about that at the conclusion of this investigation. However, there's one thing that even you must admit at this time. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
Hold it!
Understand the circumstances, I suppose I can agree that I am the most likely suspect. But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. Miss Van Karma's gotta believe that too, right? I mean, you two are like, Quiet, Scruffy. Even if we were related by blood, that's no guarantee that he's not a criminal. Franziska, I demand to see some proof that you're not the guilty party. A likely suspect, huh? A roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't know that. About the new evidence we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps in her logic one hole at a time. Okay. What new evidence did I find? Oh, cloth. You love Gumshoe? Okay, she's right about that. For there to be so much, for there to be this much blood on the piece of cloth, was the victim wrapped in it at some point? According to Mr. LeBlanc, this textile is fairly famous. What a waste. Huh, okay, so the only new thing that we got is the cloth. How you been, Botch? Well, I'm sitting here trying to solve some stuff. Okay, so I think what it is, I don't necessarily know. But I think it's this one down here. No. Okay, let me start from the top. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion, okay? The scene of the crime was here, and in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found. The only person in this lounge the entire time was you. Okay. But however... Was it this one? No. scene of the crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered. It's true. Because I can go with this, or I can go, well, that doesn't, I mean, that's the new evidence that she was talking about. Oh, okay, so it looks like there's footprints here. And then there's like a trail, like something was being dragged. So it must have been the suitcase. Let's try it.
Objection!
Franziska, I believe your testimony now just conflicts with this piece of evidence. I believe that's when you use the phrase, I believe you are anything but certain. Which means that showing me that a piece of evidence is just a way to waste time. Oh, that was wrong? Ah! There's no need to whip the evidence as well. Ow! Why did you whip me too, sir? One more victim besides myself and the evidence is to add to the pile. Okay, so that was wrong. Okay, well then let's try the suitcase, because I thought if I picked a picture, he would have probably said, oh, but look at the trail marks on the floor or something. I don't know. Let me try this one.
Objection!
It would have, because I had three things where it was gonna be like evidence. I had this to prove that I wasn't the only one in the room. I had this new cloth that just randomly popped up, and then yeah, also I had the suitcase. But I wouldn't know about this. I don't know. At least I had a train of thought. It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all. And what does that even mean? I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves the body was moved from a different location. Oh, she looks surprised. The killer used a suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Objection!
Now, who's the one rashly jumped into conclusions? Excuse me? All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth. I expect you would have come to that conclusion. It would seem that I can't escape that easily. You should know better than that. Yvonne Karma is perfect in every way. But did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection!
As if there's proof of that. Where's the proof that the suitcase was moved around? Oh. The first one I thought I had in the bag?
Take that!
The spilled grape juice in front of the elevator? Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where's the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here? Right here.
Take that!
This mark here. Wouldn't you say it looks like suspiciously like tracks from two wheels? I suppose. Further, there's also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here. I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else. I'm glad you come to your senses.
Objection!
Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot. Franziska's logic part 2. Okay. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit the turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed in the suitcase, The plane that hit that patch of turbulence and flew out of the the plane that hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from. Look, that girl, do you hear yourself? That is too much work to do during turbulence. That's too much work. That's too much work. And pretended to be the pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Just listening to her explanation just tired me out. I was sat there, I was like, girl, that's too tiring. You wanted me to beat the man to death. Get him in the suitcase, from what I remember her saying, drag him to the elevator, dump his body, and then drag the suitcase back, and then for some unknown reason proceed to return to the scene of the crime holding a bloody wallet, staring him dead in the face. That, I would be the most stupidest criminal alive if I was doing all that. Plus the time it takes, the weight of the body, dragging stuff, bringing the stuff back, going through the door, the dang on turbulence. That makes no sense, girl. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly. No, it's terrible. There's so many holes in that. That would be too tiring to do. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you was on adrenaline, you could make it happen, but that is too much. That is too much to be worrying about. First of all, what she said, I followed him, I got the statue somehow, beat him to death, stuffed him in the suitcase. So that means I have to lift up maybe like a 100 and maybe 70 plus or over male, shove him in a suitcase. Then you got to think about the stiffness of the body. Take them out. Nah, that's too much work, man. I'm sorry. I don't agree with her. I don't agree with her statement. I don't agree with her statement. Like, I feel like it is actually possible to do, but they're saying, let me see. When did they say his time of death was? Let me look at this real fast. So between 5 a.m. and 6:15. So if the person, when did the turbulence hit? Can I see the letter? So the turbulence started at 6 o'clock. This guy was in his seat at 5. Then I guess he went somewhere in this hour. And then the turbulence hit. So if the guy was dead within this hour and the turbulence hit, and then they said he was dead, but I don't even know. I need more details on that. Just what are you insinuating? That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. Thank you, Edgeworth, because that is stupidly flawed. That is too much work to be doing with a body. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop. Let's do it. Alright, what you guys say, Franziska? You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit the turbulence.
Hold it!
And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of the display case? As I recall, the case was locked. That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass, like this. Ah! You've shattered my heart of glass. So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop and Captain Hugo Bing, does she? That takes care of how you obtained the murder weapon. Excuse me? And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Okay, she's claiming that I beat him in the lounge.
Hold it!
I thought there wasn't any victim's blood found in the lounge. I thought you'd say that. What? Did you think I wouldn't have noticed? I think you just found a way to cleverly hide the blood splatter in the lounge by accidentally spilling grape juice on top of it. Are you accusing me of tampering with the crime scene now? We'll see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work as we speak. And what do you propose I did after that? So she's accusing me of dropping grape juice on top of the blood. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Okay, then he said, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body... Wait, then while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase. Wait, what? That doesn't make sense. Then while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase. Okay, so apparently I stuffed his body in the suitcase while I was still in the lounge. Please explain. So I put the victim's body into the suitcase, and then where was I headed, Franziska? That's pretty obvious. You were bringing the first class. You were bringing the first class where you could safely keep an eye on it. That makes no sense. We're talking about this thing, you know? I hardly call it discreet or ordinary. Annoying brat. Well then, you were intending to leave it inside the elevator. But unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown into your plans because the plane hit a hard patch of turbulence and flew the body from within the suitcase.
Hold it!
You've experienced turbulence on the flight before. Of course, many times. You get used to it after a while. The patch we hit was especially rough, and I passed out briefly, but only for a second. Good thing it was only for a second, sir. It'd been bad if you really blacked out. Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, blacking out is exactly what got me to this mess in the first place. That's enough out of your idle chatter. I am not through with you yet, Mouse Edgeworth. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from.
Hold it!
If I really were a criminal, do you really think I would be so easily caught?
Objection!
You are certainly in the middle of being caught right now. Ugh! I have to find a contradiction fast or I won't have much of my own hide to say. I have to say, you are looking rather caught right now. And I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loaded around in the lounge. And pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
Hold it!
I didn't pretend to be anything. I really was the first to discover the victim's body. I suppose that's true. So then you are yielding to my statements? Don't be foolish. I still insist you are the killer. But, in that sense, you really were the first to discover the body to be dead. No matter what I say, she seems dead on making me out to be the killer. Her logic is reasonably sound, and the large majority of it reflects the truth. But there is one point about it that is not quite right. Hey, what's going on, Yeet? What's going on, Digi? Hello, hello. I didn't get the achievement. I don't know what achievement I was supposed to get. How am I? I'm doing good. I'm doing good today. So what am I trying to prove myself out of? And then you waited for the victim to lounge when you beat him to death. That doesn't make sense. I mean, I got a achievement. I'm just not sure if there's another achievement to be had. But hello guys, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbine. See, there's a problem with that statement because I didn't acquire anything. I picked it up from the crime scene. Talking about this one?
Objection!
The fact you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared. Evidence and logic, essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master. But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? A fake? This is Captain Hugo Piggy Bank. It's just a fake. It is not the real murder weapon. Oh. So what is the real murder weapon? When you were upstairs with Gummy, you were supposed to look at the law book twice because you find out what was in his law book. Oh no, I did look at his law book. He was reading the Steel Samurai. I mean, I got that achievement unless there was something else in there. What? The timing when the bank was taken from the shop is important. And it was taken after the turbulence had occurred. But then what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that? I assumed it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. And then the killer proceeded to pick the bank up off the floor. Took it to fabricate the fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet planted on my personage. In my pocket, to be precise. Everything was done so that it would be framed for the murder of Mr. Akabe's Hicks. You there! Did I get the Salmonella achievement? I don't even know what that is. Probably not. I don't remember seeing that. Let me check. Not that I see. Yes, ma'am. Other than this piggy bank, was there anything else resembling a murder weapon found? We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items could have been used were broken. Oh, most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood. I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end. But it's possible that it's just hidden somewhere, sir. Ugh! If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth. Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside the suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene.
Objection!
There's one more possibility, and that would be that the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon. But didn't we just... Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means the killer had the key to the display case. Franziska, the person you're talking about. Not too fast. I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. Oh, we got a sin going on. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her. Yes. Very well, permission is granted. But only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other? I have no intention of interrogating her. But you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish. Mrs. Tenero is in the flight attendant's room, so let's move. I think it was called Familiar Face or something. I think there was definitely a familiar face, but nothing happened. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. I'm not doing too bad. Hold on a sec. There's a different book stuck in here. There's still yeah. Yeah, we already did that. Oh, now I can speak to them. I'm sorry for the late introduction. I am Miles Edgeworth, prosecutor. I believe that one of the attendants asked you in my stead for permission to investigate. Ah, yes, you must be the prosecutor. I mean, Miss Mealy was telling me about. Okay, sir. It's already too late. You can't hide the fact that you and this flight attendant are doing oh shoot. Well, there goes my my water bottle lid. Where did it go? Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to be careful not to knock over this water bottle, because my water bottle lid flew off somewhere and I don't know where the heck it went. Yeah, I just went to go take a swig of water and just like bloop, just flew right out of my hand. I remember telling her you would investigate the in-flight shop or something of the sort. Then I guess it's true. Miss Tenero didn't ask for permission on my behalf. Oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm the captain of... Thank you for your help. I think this is about all useful information I'm going to get from this man. That's crazy. Just cut him off. If I may have a word with you, Miss Mealy. No, you may not have a word with me. I want to assure you that the lady is a fellow prosecutor. Her name is Franziska von Karma. I don't care who she is. She's talking with Mon Capone. I sense that Miss Mealy is the type who considers every other woman to be a threat. Ah, okay, that explains a lot now. Oh, this guy? Hey, Jevil. Yeah, but he didn't, Yeah, but he didn't do anything. That's the problem. Yeah, it didn't do anything. I did talk to him with and without Gumshoe, and it still didn't do anything. Maybe once I kind of get through some stuff, he'll turn around. Excuse me, prosecutor and detective coming through. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. March 12th, 2:23 p.m. Flight G390, first floor. Flight attendant's room. So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission? Yes. And you know what? I'm looking at the background. Something is telling me that Miss Tenero's bed is up at the top with the phone. And then something's telling me that Miss Cammy is at the bottom. Miss Cammy's a slob. Oh my god. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is a very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? I... Miss Tenero. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too? Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did? Alright. You think Cammy is the slob? I think so. I mean, I'm assuming that Miss Tenero's room is up there because you compared to how. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me cut the background music real quick. Okay. So I could be wrong. Okay, I could be completely wrong, and Miss Tenero can be the exact opposite of what I was thinking. Correct? Because there are people who know how to dress and play the part outside, and then once they're in the comfort of their own space, they just cut loose. And it's the complete opposite from when they were outside, right? So from the outside looking in, Miss Tenero, she looks neat, she looks professional. So if you go into the flight attendant's quarters and you see somebody's living quarters, like living space, and you see the mattresses, the bed's made, it looks nice and neat at the top, and then you look at Cammy and her hair's all out of sorts, her blouse isn't like buttoned, she's holding random things, she looks kind of disarrayed, and then she also looks like she's dead inside. So when I'm looking at Cammy, I'm like, okay, well, maybe she has the bottom bunk because she kind of looks the part, right? But if I'm completely wrong and Cammy has the top bunk, even though she looks disarrayed, and Miss Tenero is at the bottom, then that would make sense too. I mean, it could go either or, right? It could go either or. It's just that's why people say um first impressions are everything, because the way that you present yourself to somebody is how they assume everything else is going to be. though it may not be true, that's what people do out here in the real world. You know what I'm saying? So if you come out, for example, let me see. Let's just say like a business job, right? If you're expected to be wearing a suit and tie, for let's say for example they're lawyers, right? So you expect the lawyer to be wearing a suit and tie, correct? So that means that they're your first impression of them is like, okay, they're about business. If you come up to a lawyer and he's wearing flip-flops, some shorts, a Hawaiian style shirt, and some glasses, you're just like, did I come to the right place? What's going on here? You know? That's all. Back with this fancy music. Oh, am I moving? Okay. Cool. Let me check this out. It's pretty easy to tell who sleeps in which bunk by just looking. I am almost certain that the well-kept one up top belongs to Miss Tenera. Ew! This bottom one is a giant mess. You shoving, squalid scoundrel of a man. You dare scrutinize a woman's bed and invade her privacy? Ah! There are some things in life that's kept to yourself, detective. Case in point. Case in point. That's exactly what Edgeworth said. There is sure to be a clue of some sort in this trash can. Detective Gumshoe, if you please. Yes, sir. You just leave the rummaging to me. Scruffy! How dare you go through a woman's trash without her permission? Have no sense of honor? I'm sorry. I was just doing what Miss Edgeworth told me to do. Ah! Forgive me, detective. Okay, let me stop getting Gumshoe in trouble. That's crazy. What exactly is this panel for? Ah, that's the emergency control panel for the elevator. We use this to stop an elevator on the first floor and to keep those doors open. Interesting. So she has control of the elevator room. What about you, sir? This door leads to the cargo hold, but I can't let you through without Miss Von Karma's express permission. I'm trying to leave! That's not a bad way to handle the situation if it was for any old case, but this isn't. So between you and Miss Von Karma, who's better at their job? Oh, there's no comparison to be made, detective. None. Like how honest he was. What's all this junk inside these boxes? There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. That's our lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth. Gold crowns, and swords, and necklaces. It's like a treasure trove in here, sir. The fact that these were left on the plane of pies, they were carried on to begin with. Something tells me the time to go to send its metal detectors out for repairs. Interesting. And what are inside these boxes? Oh, those are some souvenirs I bought from Virginia. There's so many, there's even a second box. Well, yes. I find that the folk art from around the world does great things for my creativity. Those suitcases certainly could have done with a whole lot of less of your creativity. Okay, we still looking. It's one of those suitcases designed by Miss Tenera. You can tell it's hardly ever been used by the lack of a single scratch on it. So these are the attendants' lockers, huh? Let's hurry up and examine them, sir. Why must men always be rude? Besides, who's exactly gave you permission to search through the attendants' lockers? Wait, detective. It would be uncloth for us to look into a woman's locker without her permission. Yeah, I guess so. Plus, I feel like this murder's draft and I can sense a whip not far behind. Oh, by the way, apparently talking to Sal doesn't give you the achievement I checked. For some reason, I thought it did. Oh, it's all good. Alright, Miss Tenero, I'm ready to talk to you. You-woo. Why does she look so defeated? It's okay, Miss Tenero. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that? Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission. What do you mean? The captain... He only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Melee. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends. In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges. Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Tenero, is it? There's one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shot just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Cammy drinks Bud Light. There's a can under the bed. Should she even be drinking? Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well, Why the sudden hesitation? Franziska seems to have struck a nerve. All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell. Miss Teneros claims that no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. Talking about the suitcase? If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Tenero. Oh, that suitcase. Yes, about this suitcase. You are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it? There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase? Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. I was glad to see that it was the last one there. The last one there? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know how to answer you. As a professional flight attendant, I'm a failure. She must be worn out from all the long questioning sessions she just went through. So you're saying, Miss Tenero, that the suitcase in question was the last one? Yes, they're just so popular that they're practically flying off the shelves. Why is her eye twitching? Hey, Colton Brown, hello, welcome to the stream. What's going on? Yes, as Digi had said, we are talking to Miss Tenero about her suitcase. She's back to being our suspect. Yeah, so like, yesterday, like I was claiming, I think it's one of the flight attendants. And I think it's either Miss Tenero or Miss Cammy. But now it seems that they're spinning this back to Miss Tenero. I have a few assumptions, but I'll talk about it once we kind of get through this. That's not exactly the impression I got. The one in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase. Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one. I didn't say anything about buying it. Then say that you'll buy it. I'm sorry, I can't. But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. Excuse me? I guarantee it personally as a service professional. Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous. Dang! He threw all the punches right there. He didn't even hold back. He didn't even, like, bat an eye. Like, he crossed his eyes. Look at that long eyelid pause that he got going on right there. Tapped his fingers, looked up at her, and said, "It's hideous." That's crazy, Edgeworth. You really know how to bring a woman down. That's crazy. By the way, what did you think when Franzi showed up? You didn't really say much earlier than when she showed up. I said, "Oh, god dang." That's what I said. I said, "Oh, god dang. The chick with the whip is back." Sitting there riling everybody up for no reason. What? Maybe that was a bit too direct. You think? Moving on. My issue with the suitcase isn't the design, but the number of them remaining. Remaining? There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it. 2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. It looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left. Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning behind this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tenero, what is one of those suitcases doing here? That's... I thought you said there was only 1 left. That one is, it's mine. I used it for a very long time now. Really? Hold on. Can I look at that price tag? Can we zoom in on that? 1,200? That suitcase is $1,200? For that? Oh, heck no. No wonder nobody was buying it. If it was like, I don't know, I'll be honest. If this was like a $50 suitcase, okay, cool. But $1,200? That's crazy. She used it for a long time. I think not. Mr. Nero, I appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me. Excuse me? I don't believe for even 1 second that you used this for a very long time. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Mr. Nero says? The price tag?
Take that!
Tell me, Mr. Nero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase? Honestly, I think some people actually do this, but I mean, it won't be pristine. But some people actually do keep some sort of tag on it. What's the meaning of this? Why would you lie about the suitcase? Despite having faith in her design sense, The sales numbers have made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Miss Tenero, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in... Girl, I don't know. What do you mean? Oh, you know what? I think she bought it herself. Cause I'm like, why would it be in the first class? First class, there was no suitcase there. Seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for the sale and shop. And the person who brought this suitcase was, I mean, herself.
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it, Miss Tenero? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and was deeply hurt. Oh. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. But dang, you spent $1,200 on your own design that's failing? I mean, I wouldn't have did that. I would have been like, you know what? It didn't sell right. I'll take the L. I'll try again next time. You know, like $1,200 for a suitcase is a lot, Miss Tenero. But thinking about it this way, she probably has a lot of money just kind of chilling. If she just did that. That airline must be paying her some really good money because I don't know anybody who would pay. Well, I'm lying. I'm lying. There's actually some suitcases out there that's probably $1,200, to be honest with you. Even if you took away the decimal point and transferred the yen, it would still be $800. $800, but it was in the shop. That's what I'm saying. That's too much money for a goddamn suitcase. I'm sorry. I don't care how much it is. If that suitcase came with a butler and a new car, okay, cool. I would probably pay that amount of money. But the fact that you paid $1,200 for a suitcase, and on top of that, it is ugly. Like what was the goal? Just to make yourself feel better? I mean, look, you're already $1,200 in the hole. Buying a suitcase that nobody's buying. I think it's kind of messed up to her job and even be like, hey, look, you made this first design. Did you want to take the like, you want to just take a suitcase home for free so you could just remember it by? Instead, she just went and out of her pocket and paid $1,200. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Terrifying. People sitting there spending money like that. Don't even blink and think about that. Isn't that right? Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something. But the suitcases didn't sell. Okay, Edgeworth, I mean, bring a woman down more. Jesus Christ. It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, hideous. I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either. We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in, day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked. Excuse me? Excuse me? What? Oh my god! I don't even want to know how many flights she's had. I don't want to know. We're moving on. We're moving on. I don't want to know. I'll crash out on this on this stream right now if I know. You buy one every single time you work a flight? I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes. And here's my receipt for that purchase. This receipt is clearly time-stamped at 5:40 a.m. Bought at the in-flight shop and left in the attendance room. The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight. Mr. Nero, where are these other suitcases? They should all be down in the cargo hold. Then the suitcase the killer used very well have come from the cargo hold. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to... Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body. Ah! How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be. Mr. Nero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator? The only other way is just through that door there. And what about security? That door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special key card that only crew members have access to. Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects. I can't believe it. Yes, Franziska. Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name. And what do you mean by that? The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story. Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be in the crew member who used the key card. Miles Edgeworth. You're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct? Yes, but that's only the realistic possibility. The other attendant, Miss Melee. I asked her earlier, she had this to say. Franziska got information out of Miss Melee. In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different key card is required. A different one. Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhonda Tenero, and only you. Ah! What? Is this true, Miss Tenero? Yes, I keep that key card in my locker at all times. Could you please show us that card right now? Yes, hold on. Ah! I don't believe it. What's wrong? The key card, it's gone. How, did you lock your locker? Huh. Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman! Yes, ma'am! Mr. Edgeworth! There's so much that just happened in a small time frame. That's incredible. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face. Franziska, I know that you're the lead investigator on this case, however... Hold it! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time! You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that base tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth? I intend to do likewise. To be continued. Oh, okay. Well, all right. I guess we'll stop real quick and kind of discuss some kind of do some tinfoil hatting. Let me see. It's only 9 o'clock. Does anybody know how long the next one is? Because again, I got work tomorrow. If it's a little long where it's getting close to 12 o'clock, we might have to cut it short and then try it again tomorrow. Let me see. Is this like the last part? Let me see. It's probably another 2 hours, probably. Okay. Um, yeah, maybe an hour and a half for the next part. Okay, we'll give it a crack. So let's kind of slow down and see what's going on here. So the information that we learned so far is that there is a man dead in the elevator. The murder weapon is allegedly this piggy bank, and the guy apparently was his body was moved. His body was in a suitcase, was moved from the in-flight shop to the elevator. There was turbulence. They got rid of the body. They put it in the elevator, and then they proceeded to drag the suitcase back to the in-flight shop. Correct. So that's the information that we have. Now going into this one right here, um, the flight attendants. Miss Tenero seems to be like the role model um flight attendant. She seems to be the role model flight attendant. She seems like she's in love with her job. She does everything right. And then we have the other flight attendant, which I'm suspecting one of the two flight attendants, and I feel that Miss Tenero, if she could possibly be suspected because it seems that she has a lot of responsibility. So she has a lot of the important items. For example, the key card to the cargo room. She's in charge of the in-flight shop. She's a model flight attendant. She was able to do like a design for the luggage, things like that. And then there's Cammy, who I'm kind of side eyeing right there. She falls asleep. She's not too much of a role model flight attendant. She falls asleep. She seems like she drinks. I guess you were saying beer. She's a mess. It doesn't look like she's in charge of all too much. And on top of that, it seems that she has the captain wrapped around her little finger, right? So Cammy doesn't like other women talking to the captain. So she's kind of hindering the investigation that way. Also, on top of that, I think that maybe Cammy, just outside looking in, just from the behavior that she was displaying, she doesn't like when women are talking to the captain. So Cammy could be allegedly framing Miss Tenero because she probably doesn't want Miss Tenero to get too close to the captain, right? That could be one thing for Miss Cammy here, right? That could be something for Miss Cammy. The other thing is I don't know why the man was killed. So that's the other thing. I don't know the relationship between the person dead in the elevator and the two flight attendants, right? No idea. So either somebody's getting set up and framed or somebody's just getting set up. I don't know who is setting up who yet. So that those are my two prime suspects right now. It's the flight attendants. And maybe the captain's in cahoots with Cammy too. I don't know. Maybe the captain um doesn't like Miss Tenero and is in cahoots with Cammy. Who knows? We don't know. That's all the information I got so far looking at this, and that's my tinfoil hat. So we're gonna push on. March 12th, 2:52 p.m. Flight G390 lower deck cargo hold. Wow. So this is a cargo hold, huh? The F? It's so big. Wow, she really bought a lot of suitcases. Oh my god. Oh my god, every time I look at the suitcases, the money is going to ching inside my head. No. All right, so let's see how many suitcases she got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. She bought 12 suitcases, guys. This lady bought 12 suitcases. 12 suitcases that cost $1,200. Somebody math that for me. Actually, don't, because I'll crash out on this stream. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't even need to see the amount. This plane is a special model. It has both the super large cargo hold and the ultra luxurious first class seating. So this is the real scene of the murder? There's certainly a high probability of that, which is why we're here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir. All right, let's begin the investigation. Oops, what? Okay. Hey, what's with this suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir. So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Higgs. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary here, sir. Wait, a file? And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. Looks like a profile. Franziska. Why did Mr. Higgs have documents on Franziska in his possession? Why would Mr. Higgs have a file on her? Interesting. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair. These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company's planning to dispose of right after this flight. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200? I think I'll pass. And Mr. Nero wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments? $1,400 for all two. Ah, my God. Oh my God. Miss Tenero, please. I don't know how many flights. Did she say that she bought all these? Oh my God. All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one says pharmaceuticals. This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? Oh, Oh, I just love pushing buttons on the elevators and crosswalk signals. Here, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it. The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, Detective. It can't move. Oh, yeah, I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now. Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special key card. Both the door and the attendance room and the elevator control panels require a key card, which makes it impossible for the passenger to come down here. I mean, it's kind of solid. Bed sheets. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. I'm sure this brings back some memories when I worked as a part-time remover, sir. By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how much he pours onto the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. Thank you. He looks so sad. That's all we got? You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seemed to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. Yes, I was. I've been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime, but it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it's decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Interesting. Interpol is involved. It's a top secret operation, so I can't really tell you any more than I already have. Okay. What about you, sir? Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir! I haven't noticed a thing! Not sure if he meant that to sound oblivious? Alright, I got some questions for you, Franziska. Do you know why... Wait. Oh. Okay, never mind. I guess I don't got nothing for you. Profile on Franziska. Why did Mr. Hicks have documents on Franziska in his possession? I'm guessing because she was gonna be doing an investigation for Interpol, right? Yep. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Franziska? Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir. Franziska said she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks has heard about she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol agent Hicks. I think Franziska has some explaining to do. I'm kind of curious about these two, but I'm not going to do anything yet. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense! What are you talking about? We found the profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you would figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Oh. He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who pulled him on the case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. Interesting. There's something much more urgent we should be dealing with right now. Don't waste my time or yours. Okay. Smuggling. Alright. Can I leave? I can't. Why did Gumshoe just go up? Wait, what was that? I didn't know that this plane was capable of carrying large pieces of cargo. The thing is tall as two of you on top of each other, sir. It would probably take 20 of you to cover this entire surface of this monstrosity. What? Really? That sounds about right. There's really no need to take that throwaway estimate seriously, Detective. I think we talked to everybody. That's the victim. It's infuriating to see him crumpled on the floor like that, lifeless. I will catch the one who did this to him myself. I swear it. Francisca's really worked up over the victim. Yeah, I'm working on that right now. What do you think about this piggy bank, Francisca? What do I think? What else is there to think but it's the murder weapon? I meant, what do you think about Captain Hugo himself? He's a crud rendition of the genius of primates commonly referred to as slow rises. Loris comes from the Dutch word of simpleton, which is extremely fitting because that's exactly what Captain Hugo represents. The guilty simpleton I'm going to arrest. I don't suppose she's capable of giving a more noble answer. Okay. There's also logic to put together. I mean, I could do the broken glass systems and glass shards. I don't know if that'll work, though. Oh! That's awkward. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remains of his glass lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Ow! Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that I am sure. Yes. I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No. Unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into the spare suitcase and they entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of this intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth, but the killer can none other be Miss Rhonda Tenero. If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhonda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? Well, we already went into it. We just jumped straight in. I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. If it was a crew member...
Hold it!
That might be true, but then it couldn't be anyone, including Miss Millie or even the captain. Don't be a fool. The plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider, crop in hand, much like Scruffy over there. Ah! I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. Very well. Then what about the other flight attendants, Miss Melee? Huh. I thought you might ask about her. But the point to keep in mind...
Hold it!
But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tenero.
Objection!
It's highly likely? Is it that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father. Oh! Yes, well, while I don't have any evidence, Be quiet! You are disgraced. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhonda Tenero, you know! It's not just the keycard that gives her away. Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Captain Hugo piggy bank? Yes! She's also the only person with the key to open that display case. Further, there's the matter of the key.
Hold it!
But that is
Objection!
Stop it right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is the red herring. If you must keep insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Ooh. We don't know. I think I have looked everywhere and I do not know what the actual murder weapon is. Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as a murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the identity of the weapon? The piggy bank, the body, the crime scene. The body? Yeah. Because it's not much more about the crime scene. Yeah, we don't have the autopsy report, you're right. Alright, the body. Franziska. I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes, we don't even have an autopsy result yet. How can I not say you made a snap judgment when you have even yet to see? If the wound on Agent Hicks' head is consistent with the murder weapon. Scruffy! Yes, sir! Contact the medical examination office at once! I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks' autopsy. Oh, yes, sir! Poor Gumshoe. Oh my god. We got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What is it, Detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know one thing is for sure. Report, now! The doctor said that it's one giant bruise from a beating on his shoulder down to his mid-back. God dang, what? From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back? Was he beaten over such a wide area? Well, I'd say maybe it was the sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Ooh. Okay, so instantaneous death resulting from blow from the back of the head, bruising head to mid-back. Did she just toss him down a flight of stairs? Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, the detective? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless! Ugh! Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there. Who is this now? No! You remove yourself from my way! What's all that racket? Oh my god! My luggage! My cargo! They're mine, and I demand you return them to me! We're still investigating the cargo hold! Please understand and have a little patience! I suppose there's no choice. Finally, I think you get— Hey, what are you— You have left me with no choice but to use strong force! Ha! You won't get past me! And that's when he realized he effed up. How did that happen, though? How did that happen? Can we explain how that? Huh. This is— Wait, that's it. So that's what this whole thing has been about. That's how— So, okay, so from what Edgeworth is saying, the guy somehow flipped over the rail and fell— Oh my god, this guy's about to break his neck, and fell over. Further, there is the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. Is there some way for me to prove that this isn't the real murder weapon? After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. The weapon couldn't be found. Nobody could find anything that could be considered the real weapon in the hold. The doc said there's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder all the way down to his mid-back. Cause of death: extensive bruising from the back of the head down to the mid-back as is severely beaten. Dang! Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. That's alright. What? Not exactly. Okay. That wasn't it? Okay, let me slow down. Cause of death and the piggy bank. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is an extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which would be more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is too small to have caused death. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Franziska. What? What do you want? I found it, Franziska. I found the real murder weapon. You did? He really jumped. We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop the habit. This is coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence. You two aren't listening at all, are you? Come on then, show me the real murder weapon you speak of. I don't have any. I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. They're too busy flirting, for real. They're too busy bickering. They don't even care what the man just kind of jumped off and broke his back up on the first floor up there. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what the real cause of death was. Freefall. The victim fell from a great height and sequentially died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death? Yes, this is the only possibility. The victim had extensive bruising on his back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside this plane. I know. Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane from which he could have fallen from? Oh, because of the turbulence, right? Right? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us this entire time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs in this very cargo hold. What? Then, we're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sirs. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead yet, pal. Quiet! Why are you screaming? Oh, dude's alive. He's alive! And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that. I suppose it's true that it's not possible given the circumstances. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? The plane was in hard turbulence. So if he had crossed the rail and turbulence hit and he had bumped and he fell off the rail, the turbulence must have hit again where he also bumped again and fell off of that box and fell down to his goddamn death. Come on, man. Come on. He fell on top of the luggage. And then I guess the flight attendant was like, oh my God. Somebody was just like, oh my God, he's dead. They're going to pin this on me. Threw him in a suitcase, put him up in the elevator, tried to hide him, but again, turbulence happened. He fell out of the luggage, so she had dragged whoever dragged the luggage, I'm thinking it's the flight attendant, and just stopped it there and then tried to play it off cool. It's my assumption. If it's Cammy, I can understand why she's losing sleep over this, because she's distraught. If it was Miss Tenero, she's cold-blooded and calculated. If it's the captain, maybe the captain's in on it and is trying to protect Cammy. I don't know. Suppose that the large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? He would have been a Bungenian pancake for sure, sir. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But in reality, that cargo box is there. So there's no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. It may be there now, but there's no proof that it was always there. Ha! As if there could have been a window of time when the giant box was not there. Ah, but there was. Oh, but there was! What? Whenever they did that pit stop. So you telling me he was in his seat at 5 p.m.? Wait. He was in his seat at 5 p.m. They had landed from 4 to 5 p.m. Okay, I think this is kind of tying up. I just need him to break this down for me. What can I use to... Oh, I didn't do it. What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always there where it is now? It's elementary, my dear Watson.
Take that!
You refueled in the public of Zenfa? Yes, this flight had a short layover with Zenfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's look at what's next to the box in question. Ah, it's labeled Zenfa Express. Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zenfa. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded onto at the same time? It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zenfa leg of the flight, making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. Ah, but your theory is still far-fetched. Then allow me the chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Alright, we're investigating again. Let's save here. Ba-bum-bum-bum. This is a lot of... Oh my god. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. Alfred statue. Never heard of it. Nor I, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Then let's get investigating, sir. What? go about touching my possessions without my permission? Don't rush up on me like that, pal. Bro, didn't you just break your back? How are you still walking around? Somebody get this man medical attention. That man flipped over and literally, oh my goodness. Okay. So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from you. This guy again? Alright, Mr. LeBlanc, let's finish this up. I take that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc. Of course it's mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This alpha red statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more. Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo. 10 million cents? I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. Darn! How did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have yet distinct impression it continues to madly spin in its place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. So that 10 million cents, is that in euros or dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, is there a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case? I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer. It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. Mr. LeBlanc claims to have brought a piece of art from Europe, but... Why do you show me something with no value? Show me the bread first, and then maybe we'll talk. Wait, he wants me to pay him before he'll comment on this? Can I... Can I look at this thing again? Oh, you're having a whole different conversation. My bad. Okay, I gotta appease him. Smuggling. Agent Hicks is on the trail of an industrial smuggling ring. Mr. Blanc claims to have brought a piece of art from Europe, but... Bingo! If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible this fake statue was brought on board with Zen 5. I think I need to question him a bit further. Can I not talk to... Gumshoe, come here. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake. What? How dare you say my art is fake? I suspect that your statue might be a target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such a fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here. Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does this say? It says, in plain as day, the cargo was put into the plane in Europe. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in the certificate. No, that's... Which means there's never a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. You can have your wish. Look at it all yourself and see that I'm right. This. I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is Alred? It gives such a feeling of art, I can practically smell it. This statue has high amounts of historic value. How did you buy that, dude? After all, it was unveiled at the museum in Europe. I brought it to this country to exhibit it. The Alfred Stout, okay. The Alfred Red statue, a piece of art being shipped by Mr. LeBlanc, who claims it is worth 10 million cents. I feel like they're misinterpreting cents for dollars, but we're gonna go with cents. I believe a closer look is warranted here. Closer look warranted indeed. So this is the infamous Alpha Red statue, huh? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. Alf Leaf Red? I'll try to say it that way. Are these eyes made of some sort of gem? That's a real nice shade of orange. For a sec, I couldn't even tell they were jewels. Oh, but they kind of remind me of eyes in the stray cat. Wait. Oh, but they kind of remind me of the eyes of the stray cat that lives near my house. Are those eyes supposed to be this color? Is it possible that this statue is fake? Hold on. We got a picture of it. Well, I'll be darned. They robbed that man. I'm sitting here crashing out on this lady paying out of her own pocket $1,200 for a suitcase. This man's paying 10 million cents on a fake statue. Is the spot somehow... Oh, my bad. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Heck yeah.
Eureka!
These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of the sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do. But it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field spinning with my arms out until I fell ill. I don't care about the sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Ah! Sir! They're red! As I thought, this statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc, what do you want? Do you not know how... I am a busy man? I'll allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The owl leaf red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? It's the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is gonna be a long story. We don't have time for a long story. Please cut him off. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you that you have my heartfelt sympathy, but what is that? Sympathy for what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo. Why the sudden yelling now that... Oh! I twitch. It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. What? Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before is a fake. A fake? I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that this was brought onto Zhang Fa. And then I will present to you the evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. I thought the eyes were it. What? Huh? The tarp? What's this? The statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth cover. It kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense. Ho ho. Oh, that's gumshoe, my bad. You! What did you say just now? Further, my clothing hem not be stepped on by anyone. It's too expensive for me to allow that to happen. Please forgive the trespass of my subordinate. Why should I forgive this trespass oh my god. Why should I forgive if the dress passes? Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it. Is this the spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? I don't know, to be honest with you. You have to back out? I don't think I can. What have we here? It says Zenfar Express on the cloth, sir. Something is tugging in the corner of my mind as though something's out of place. Something is out of place? There's clearly a contradiction here. Oh, I messed up, didn't I? What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Ah, that's not possible. But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Wait, what? The statue's on top of the cloth? Which means it was loaded after. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zenfa, there's no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Oh! That makes so much more sense. Oh, my bad. I'm in monologue mode, my bad. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board Zenfa. But then, what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return about the Agent Hicks. Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why, to secure proof of the smuggling activity aboard this flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. He could have just easily inspected all the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true. However, you have it backwards, Franziska. Sure, Agent Hicks would have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At the same time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. Booyah! I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes, while this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as reference to document later on. Oh wow, this guy was big-brained. Mans was big-brained, and whatever he had on his phone was evidence. So somebody snagged his phone because he had the documents that he needed for that. Big brain. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold, rather than empty one that night right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. So because they're saying that he got it in Europe first, it shouldn't be on top of the Zenfa Express if it was there in Europe. It's big brain time. A photo of the holes missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After all he had to do was hold Zenfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zenfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer! Move the statue immediately! Yeah, because there's probably going to be a lot of blood splattered right up under the statue, I'm pretty sure. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath, now! Miss Van Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the Alpha Leaf Red statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with Limon, and there was a reaction. I see. There was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot. Ugh. Can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up the blood? Grape juice? I don't know. Oh wait, no, I do know. I'm being stupid. They put the body in the luggage. They used this cloth.
Take that!
The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see. They had to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zhangfa. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zhangfa? There's no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that's true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zhangfa, then this becomes highly suspect. Hold on. Because what did Miss Melee say? Because I have her testimony. Mr. Hicks was there in his seat when we took off at 5 a.m. No, Mr. LeBlanc don't. It doesn't. His stuff makes sense. I think Mr. LeBlanc has been on point. Miss Tenerio's testimony. Well, Mr. Maley, he was in his seat at 5 a.m. So when? Wait, hold on. When did he die? He was in his seat at 5 a.m. They didn't tell me when he died, though. I'm gonna go with Miss Maley's testimony. I recall Miss Maley's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zane Fa. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. Why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Maley herself. To be continued. Because she probably killed him. All the stuff she's been saying is kind of adding up to what's going on right now. So now my suspect is kind of getting off of Miss Tenero, and it's slowly building up to Miss Cammy over here. Because I think I was suspecting her first because she kept saying some questionable things that made me go, huh? So let's go back. So now I'm back to thinking Miss Maley is the suspect. Yes, I'm back to thinking that she's the suspect. I'm not sure how long this is. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's about time for me to stop. So next time we will finish this up. And we'll go from there. So we're going to go to chat. Yeah, I think she's the murderer now again. I think it's one of the flight attendants because this is all adding up. So my tinfoil hat is Miss Cammy. Okay, for one, here's some red flags. Miss Cammy keeps tabs on the captain, right? She doesn't want any women speaking to the captain. So what I think about this case so far, it's an interesting case. It definitely has a lot of back and forth because at first I was like, okay, first of all, when somebody tries to pin murder on you, then you think it's they the one that did it. So when I cleared myself, I was thinking it was Miss Tenero that killed the man because none of that stuff that she was doing was making sense, right? Then Mr. LeBlanc was like, I saw you. And I was just like, who are you? Okay, you must have killed this man. But no, I'm really 100% thinking Mr. LeBlanc did not kill this man. I think he actually cleared himself because all he cares about is art, right? I don't think he would kill that man for the sake of art. He was only upset that he missed his movie. So I think Mr. LeBlanc is in the clear. So it's back to the two flight attendants. So Miss Tenero, she's a goody two-shoes. She does her job. She's clean. She's punctual. She's pretty much like a star prodigy of flight attendants. Miss Cammy, however, not so much. Kind of slobby. Falls asleep. Not together. And she has an obsession with the captain. Anybody gets too close to that captain, she on him. And I think she's jealous of Miss Tenero, right? The things that she was saying that was kind of bringing red flags to me. One is the captain, right? Because she didn't even want to speak to the captain when he had to literally speak to Franziska about the investigation. It's like, girl, there's an investigation going on. Your man's is gonna have to speak to another woman for 5 seconds. Okay, calm down. It's not that serious. So that was one red flag. Two red flags is she said, hey, do you mind buying some stuff for me? girl, aren't you dating the captain? Like, what's going on? Like, after I found out she was dating the captain, I was like, wait, why were you asking me to buy stuff for you? Hello? And then what was the other one? She likes expensive stuff. And she kept throwing shade at Miss Tenero. So she got like 4 things going for her for me right about now, right? Miss Cammy. So I think she's trying to set Miss Tenero up. And keep herself in the clear. I think she had maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Tried to assist Mr. Hicks during a call. Maybe he wanted to look at the cargo room and she took Miss Tenero's key and pushed him over the rail where he fell down and broke his neck. And then panicked, put him in the suitcase, put him upstairs. He fell out because of the turbulence. She panicked because I don't know where she went after that. I think I regret because I saw her up at the first floor. I didn't know you couldn't go back. So because I didn't know that you couldn't go back, I missed the dialogue with her to kind of see where her mindset was. So I'm not too sure if she had said anything different when I actually first encountered her. So yeah, that's all I really got from Miss Cammy. Miss Tenero though, she's also kind of kind of suspect because she has the keys to everything. But I think it's too obvious, and I think it's too easy for her to be the killer right about now. You see what I'm saying? She has access to the shop. She has the key card to the elevator. She doesn't have permission from the captain, but that's because Cammy is blocking her permission for the captain. So I don't know. I'm thinking Mr. Tenero is being framed. I'm starting to think it's Cammy. Case so far is pretty fun. Glad to see Gumshoe and Franziska again. Can't wait to play some more. But yeah, that's my little tinfoil hat. I think I'm suspecting Cammy. I think she's distressed and in shock that she killed somebody. Maybe she didn't mean it, you know, I don't know. But she kind of looks dead to the world right now. And there's like no life in her eyes. It's kind of concerning. It's a little concerning. Also keep in mind, this case 2 in the game is the first in the timeline order. It's the first in the timeline order. You'll have to break that down for me whenever we finish this up, so I can kind of physically see what you're talking about. But that wasn't too bad of a stream today. It actually was kind of short. This case happens before the last case you did. Are you talking about the one where I found a dead body in my office? Yeah, this one happens before the dead body in the office case. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, alright, I'm following you. Okay, so, yes, that's right, because he said he did return from a plane flight, and then he came back and there was a dead body in his office, and all of a sudden we were on a plane again. Okay, I'm following you. I understand. I get you. In that order. In that order. So this case and the next case happens before the office case. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll be able to finish it up by tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we're getting close. Usually my Phoenix Wright streams take about like, what, 3 days to kind of get through. So, we'll finish it up tomorrow. You guys won't see me on Monday. And I think, depending on if I'm tired or not, I might do a last stream on Tuesday. And then you guys won't see me for like a week before I come back. But I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to kick the bucket. There's about 1.5 hours left of this case, so oh yeah, okay. Well, we can finish it up and then we can play some other goofy game on the side or something. I don't know what. Maybe something relaxing. March, we're gonna be going into God of War, and then trying to finish up some other games, and then maybe sometime during the summer we'll jump into like Undertale. Catch your Z's, sleep well. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Well, I said, wait a minute, hold on. Let me rephrase my words because I literally just said kick the bucket. I'm not trying to kick the bucket. I'm trying to kick some Z's. I'm trying to kick some Z's. That's what I'm trying to do. I can't believe I said kick the bucket. There's too much murder going on in here. There's too much murder on this plane. All right. So if you guys liked anything, please like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, and follow on Twitch. You don't have to sub on Twitch if you don't want to. That's optional. You don't have to. I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll try to finish this up and then maybe play some other bizarre game. And then Monday, you won't see me. Tuesday, you might see me. Depends on how tired I am. Because honestly, it's been a very interesting month for me. It's okay when I go to bed sometimes I say goodbye world. No, don't say goodbye world. Just say goodnight. Say goodnight. Don't say goodbye world. But I appreciate you guys coming by and watching the stream. And I'm gonna go ahead and get some sleep. You guys have a good one. And I shall catch you next time.